The Philippines is a country known for its breathtaking beauty. Crystal clear waters, lush green mountains, and vibrant cities filled with life. From the bustling streets of Manila to the peaceful shores of Palawan, the nation is a tapestry of culture, tradition, and resilience. But beneath this stunning surface lies a reality that many Filipinos face every day. Despite the laughter and warmth of its people, the Philippines has a dark shadow: crime. It creeps into neighborhoods, disrupts families, and leaves a mark on the hearts of communities. Crime is not just a headline or a statistic. It is a daily concern that shapes the way people live, work, and dream. When we talk about crime, we're not only referring to the breaking of laws. Each incident often points to deeper issues: poverty, lack of education, unemployment, and sometimes even broken trust in the system. These are problems that have built up over generations, making crime a symptom of much larger challenges. The fear caused by crime changes how we live and how we see things. Parents worry about their children's safety, neighbors become more cautious, and communities sometimes lose the sense of trust that once held them together. Even simple routines, like walking home at night or letting children play outside, are affected by the threat of crime. In this video, we'll look at the roots, forms, and effects of crime in the country. We'll examine how crime is reported, how it spreads fear, and how it influences the way Filipinos see their own communities. We'll also explore the role of the media in shaping public perception and the challenges faced by those who seek justice. Why do people do bad things? What are the most common crimes in the Philippines, and what drives individuals to commit them? Is it desperation, opportunity, or something deeper? We'll hear stories from those affected and try to understand the motivations behind these acts. How does crime affect every Filipino? From the daily commuter to the small business owner, from students to elders, no one is truly untouched. The impact goes beyond material loss. It affects mental health, trust, and the very fabric of society. Every crime report is a story of lives affected and communities worried. Behind every headline is a family struggling to move on, a neighborhood trying to heal, and a society searching for answers. The personal experiences and fears it causes are not often talked about. Many suffer in silence, afraid to speak out or unsure if things will ever change. But their stories matter, and understanding them is key to finding real solutions. Join me as we explore the reasons, effects, and possible solutions for a safer Philippines. Together, we'll listen to experts, community leaders, and ordinary Filipinos who are working to make a difference. We'll look at what's being done and what more can be done to create safer streets and stronger communities. Understanding is the first step towards hope and change. By learning more about the roots and realities of crime, we can all play a part in building a safer, more hopeful future for every Filipino. To truly stop crime, we must look beyond the surface and ask ourselves, bakit nga ba ito nangyayari? Crime is not just a random act. It is often the result of deeper problems in our society. If we want to create safer communities, we need to understand what drives people to break the law in the first place. We need to find its roots, and that means listening to the stories of those affected and looking at the conditions in which they live. Social workers and community leaders often see firsthand how families struggle every day, and how these struggles can sometimes lead to desperate choices. Poverty is often a cause. When people don't have enough food to eat or jobs to support their families, some are forced to break the law just to survive. Hunger and unemployment can push even the most honest person to make difficult decisions. In many neighborhoods, children grow up seeing their parents struggle, and sometimes they feel they have no other option but to help out, even if it means doing something illegal. Lack of education and opportunities pushes young people down the wrong path. When schools are closed or resources are lacking, the youth are left with too much idle time and too few chances to build a better future. Without guidance, many are drawn into gangs or petty crime, searching for a sense of belonging or a way to earn money. Drugs destroy lives and lead to various crimes. Addiction can take hold of anyone, regardless of age or background, and it often leads people to commit theft, violence, or worse, just to feed their habit. The cycle of addiction and crime is hard to break, especially when support systems are weak or unavailable. When there's a culture of impunity or the feeling that there's no punishment, the problem gets worse. If people see that criminals are not held accountable or that justice is slow and unfair, it sends a message that breaking the law is acceptable or even necessary to get by. Corruption and weak law enforcement make the crisis deeper. When those in power abuse their positions, or when police and courts fail to do their jobs, it becomes even harder to trust the system. Bribery, favoritism, and unsolved cases only add to the frustration and hopelessness felt by ordinary citizens. People lose trust in the system when they see that those who do wrong are not held accountable. This loss of faith can lead to anger, protests, and even more lawlessness, as people feel they must take matters into their own hands or simply give up hope for justice. These factors show how complicated the roots of crime are in the country. It is not just about individual choices, but about the environment, the opportunities, and the systems that shape our lives. To solve the problem, we must work together to address poverty, improve education, strengthen justice, and rebuild trust in our institutions. Only then can we hope to create a safer, more just society for everyone. Many types of crime affect the daily lives of Filipinos. Street crimes, like snatching, holdups, and house break-ins, are common and cause fear and trauma. Theft and robbery destroy the security of homes. With technology growing, cybercrime has spread. Scams, phishing, identity theft, and online libel. The internet has become a new area for cheating and intimidation. Drug-related crimes are also still around, often leading to more serious incidents. Drugs push people to steal, hurt, or kill. These crimes harm not just individuals, but the entire community. The fight against crime is a continuous challenge for every Filipino. The effects of crime are more than just losing things. It leaves trauma, fear of going out, trusting others, or continuing a normal life. In the community, it causes fear, doubt, and division. Businesses lose money, parents are scared, and once lively places become quiet. A high crime rate stops progress and new opportunities from coming in. A lot of money goes to law enforcement instead of education or health. When cases are not solved, trust in justice and the government is lost. Crime destroys the hope and courage of every Filipino. Behind every statistic is a real story of suffering. When we hear about crime rates or see numbers in the news, it's easy to forget that each digit represents a person, a mother, a father, a child, whose life has been changed forever. These are not just faceless figures. They are our neighbors, our friends, and sometimes even our own families. The pain and fear that crime brings ripple through entire communities, leaving scars that are often invisible to the outside world. Like Aling Nena, who lost her income and hope after being held up on her way home. For her, the trauma didn't end with the loss of money. Every night she relives the fear, clutching her rosary a little tighter, wondering if she'll ever feel safe again. Her story is echoed by countless others who walk the same streets, carrying the weight of anxiety and uncertainty. Or Marco, a young man who went astray because of poverty and drugs. His dreams vanished. Marco once dreamed of finishing school and helping his family, but the harsh realities of his environment led him down a darker path. Now he sits alone, haunted by regrets, his future clouded by choices made in desperation. His story is a stark reminder of how crime and poverty are deeply intertwined, trapping many in cycles that are hard to break. There are OFWs who fall victim to online scams, losing their savings and trust. Far from home, they work tirelessly for their families, only to have their hard-earned money stolen in an instant. The betrayal cuts deep, leaving them not only financially devastated, but also emotionally scarred, questioning who they can trust in a world that seems increasingly unsafe. Every incident has a face, a name, and an affected family. The impact of crime doesn't stop with the victim. It extends to children who can't sleep at night, parents who worry about their loved ones, and entire families who must find the strength to move forward despite their pain. This is not an abstract idea. It's a personal tragedy. Each tear shed, each sleepless night, is a testament to the real and lasting effects of crime. These are wounds that statistics can never fully capture, stories that deserve to be heard and understood. These stories are a reminder of why it's important to fight crime. It's not just about enforcing laws. It's about restoring hope, rebuilding trust, and protecting the dreams of every Filipino. When communities come together, when neighbors look out for one another, we create a shield against fear and despair. It's not just a fight for statistics, but for real people. Every effort to prevent crime, every act of kindness, and every moment of vigilance is a step toward a safer, more compassionate society. We must remember that behind every headline is a human being whose life matters. By understanding these stories, our compassion and action deepen. We become more than bystanders. We become part of the solution, working together to heal wounds and build a future where everyone feels secure. Change begins with recognizing the true impact of crime. When we open our hearts and minds to the real stories behind the numbers, we take the first step toward meaningful change. For ourselves, for our families, and for our nation. The government, led by the PNP, PDEA, and NBI, has programs against crime. Police presence and anti-drug operations are some of the strategies. There are also agencies focused on cybercrime and major cases. The war on drugs has had results and controversy. Some criticize it due to human rights issues. There are justice reforms, like speeding up trials and rehabilitating prisoners. Although slow, these steps are important to address the roots of crime. The fight continues, but deeper change is needed. It's not just the government's duty. Everyone has a role in fighting crime. Community spirit and being watchful are the community's weapons. Reporting suspicious activities quickly can prevent crime. Neighborhood watch groups and group chats strengthen connections and security. Education on crime prevention and avoiding drugs is important, especially for young people. A strong community bond prevents crime from spreading. Simple cooperation and knowing your neighbors provide protection. True safety begins with unity and care. There are concrete steps for a safer future. Prioritize education and jobs. These are the roots of the solution. Justice reform, fair laws, quick trials, and cleaning up the ranks of officials. Strengthen rehabilitation, not just punishment. Help offenders change. Build affordable rehabilitation centers for drug addicts. Family and community are the first teachers of goodness and discipline. Parents and barangay leaders are important in shaping young people. Change starts at home and in the barangay. Together we can fight crime. Crime is a deep and complicated challenge in the Philippines. We've seen its roots, forms, and effects, from the streets to online. Government action is not enough. Community unity is needed. True strength lies in cooperation, vigilance, and care. Long-term solutions are needed: jobs, education, and fair justice. Change begins with each person, in heart, mind, and action. Despite the challenge, there is hope because of the Filipinos' ability to unite. The dream of a safe Philippines is possible if we work together.